Sunday evening. Sunday evening means only one thing. My latest weekly pickup video. All those DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks that I picked up, got posted to me, wherever they came from, here in one video. We're going to take a look. Let's do it. So welcome back to the channel, everyone. Yes, obviously that time of week again. And do I have anything this week? It's been a busy week, quite a hefty week. Yet again. Steelbooks, quite a few steelbooks this week. But two that were unexpected in that I have ordered them, but they're not actually out until tomorrow, Monday, as this is airing. But we'll just get into it. So first of all, there is one DVD that came through the post. It cost me like £2.50, and that is season 2 of the 4400, the TV series from the early 2000s. Yeah, it lasted 4 seasons. I now have seasons 1, 2 and 3. Seasons 1 and 3 I picked up cheap in CEX. They all come with a lovely sort of slip case like this. Yeah, and obviously the discs are in there. Now, seasons 1 and 3 have a white case, exactly the same, but in white. Seasons 2 and 4 black, so white, black, like that. I'm just waiting on season 4 to come, which I've acquired off of eBay, again, for just very little cost, with the, because obviously I wanted the matching slip cover with it, with the lenticular on it. So there's that. Next up, the bootleg of the week. Yes, the bootleg of the week. I did get one bootleg this week, and that was for the Jennifer Lopez movie The Mother, a film that I don't expect to be released on physical media, being that it's a Netflix film. You know, I watched this, I reviewed it, not this copy, I reviewed the film when I watched it on Netflix, when it aired, or the day after it aired, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good film. That's all I can say. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm dropping it all over the show. Oh dear, let's get back up. Oh, I'm getting old. Yeah, it was a thoroughly enjoyable movie. What can I say? So obviously, straight away, I get in touch with or one of those people that I know that I get in touch with, and I said, can you do me a copy of that film? Thusly, they did. So I'd done a trip to CEX for one specific item, and I came back with 3. So first up, I picked up the Poltergeist, or not the Poltergeist, the very first one, the Tobe Hooper movie. And it's one of those films that I never saw back when I was younger. I just wasn't interested in it whatsoever. Ghosts and ghouls and horror wasn't really my thing. Yes, I was growing up on things like Elm Street and stuff like that. But I was never big into horror or anything like that. I know it's only rated 15. So Poltergeist was just one of those films that just was like, I've just got no interest in it whatsoever. And I've seen I think I've seen the remake. There was a remake, wasn't there? I think I've seen it. I think it was instantly forgettable because I can't remember nothing about it. I'm sure I saw it. And thusly I picked up the, just looking at who's in it. I picked up this for like £3. I thought, you know, this would be a good one to include in my films I've never seen voting for poll that you, the viewer, can vote for. I've got one of those polls coming up today, actually. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, and go and make a vote in the community on what I should watch next. Or it might be one of my, I don't know what one's going up today at the moment as I'm filming this. It's either going to be unwatched movie or my next defending the dud. Yes. So what else did I pick up? Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead. Based on George Romero's Day of the Dead. With Ving Rhames. I think this is a rubbish one. I have seen this years ago. I don't have it in the collection. I don't mind the zombie genre. I like zombie films for some reason. I don't know why. Mina Savari's in this. Mina Savari. Which doesn't really bode well. But I'll give it a rewatch. But I can't remember that one at all. They do sort of, in the mind, after a considerable amount of time, they'll sort of mulch together anyway, the zombie stuff. But I do enjoy it. And the one film that I did go in there for, that I've been hunting for a while, and with varying degrees of luck, and that is Uncle Buck. The classic John Candy, John Hughes movie. Yes, with a very young Macaulay Culkin in it as well. This was before he'd done Home Alone. Yeah, great film, Uncle Buck. John Candy was fantastic. But, you know, this film here, I went to Northampton, not for this, but I went to Northampton with Chris over at Cypher Sigma and Matt, and I knew they had this in stock in the in that store. I checked online, only when I got there and was filming around, I couldn't find this film for love nor money. I couldn't see it, right? It's like, look, if you can't see the trees for the forest kind of a situation. Couldn't see it, just assumed it wasn't there. When I came back and edited the video, lo and behold, this was sat there and I just missed it. Then another opportunity I had to get it down here somewhere in one of the stores closer to me, the CEX stores. I went in, knowing that it was in stock. Could I see it? No, they didn't have it. Online they said they had it, but I couldn't see it on the shelves, and they couldn't help me none either. So finally, when I saw that Deptford had it, I thought, should I go back and get it? Or was Deptford that store that says they've got it in stock, but they haven't got it in stock? I can't remember if that was the store or not. So I gave it a few days, and I thought, well, I'll get off the DLR early. I'll pop round there. I'll see if they've got it, and they did have it. So I'm very glad to get that one. That's the story of Uncle Buck. Now let's get into these here, because I have a wealth of steelbook that came this week. I'm talking 1, 2, 3... 5 steelbooks. 5 steelbooks this week. Hefty week, like I said, for steelbooks. First up was the Italian Job and the remake version, and I quite enjoy it. It's a fun film. Yeah, it's got good characters in it. It's got a good cast. Yes, it's not the Michael Caine original, which is a fantastic movie, but this one still has a lot of worth to it, in my opinion. I enjoyed it. I enjoy it. It's a fun heist movie. Now, if you've watched my opening for this steelbook, you will have noticed that I had 2 dents on it. One running along the bottom and one in like a corner there. As you can see, this version here doesn't have that dent there nor there, because Amazon have sent me a replacement. Not only have they sent me a replacement, but I think there's been a bit of confusion on the original return, because they've actually told me, and I'm waiting to see, that they've refunded me the original cost without charging me, obviously, for the replacement. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of confusion there on their part that could benefit me. Yeah, so we'll see. So it might be that I get that money back on that one and get it for free. Happy days if that does happen. It may not, but we'll see, because it was yesterday, Saturday, that I actually popped it in the post and they confirmed collection of it and the refund has been issued. So the refund wouldn't have been seen in my account until maybe tomorrow, Tuesday, something like that. But there we go. So next up, another big release for this week, and that is the Chucky Season 2 lenticular, not particularly great lenticular on the cover of that one, release. But what I'd done was I'd actually bought both the Good Guys edition and I bought the steelbook, because this here originally came with the Amaray. But like with the first release, I wanted them both to combine, right? Now, the first release when it came out, season 1, the Steelbook, was a month or two after the Good Guys edition, which was a bit naughty. This time around, they released them both at the same time, so you have the choice of what you get. That being said, I did get both of them. I did get both. I'm a big fan of the Chucky franchise. I have seen all of the Chucky films. I reviewed them all back to back when season 1 started of the TV show last year, before the start of the TV show, and I went in and reviewed the TV show also, episode by episode. And it's surprising, I've never actually watched the Child's Play films in quick succession like that, all 7 of them. I did watch the remake and review that as well. Not a very good film. But the originals, when I watched them in quick succession, it is amazing to see how much DNA and how much thought has gone into the storylines progressing from one film into the next as they progress, getting later on, and characters and plot lines being carried through because of Don Mancini, the architect, the creator of the Child's Play franchise, always having his hand in the mix, always being there on hand, always writing whatever he's doing, and it's great to see. And then that continued on in the TV show. So even though season 2 of the TV show was weaker than season 1, it wasn't the best TV shows, there's still a lot to enjoy when you watch this franchise in quick succession and notice all of these continuing threads that just link them all together. It's you know, I wish more film series would actually be like that. Now, I know that the Chucky franchise, the Child's Play franchise, is, you know, not loved by others, but loved by some. It's one of those things. It's either your cup of tea or it's not. Killer Doll. Like I said, horror's not my big franchise, but I enjoy Chucky. I did as a lad. I find the character to be humorous. The concept of a doll that going around killing, I don't know, there's something there as well. But yeah, so both of them combined made that. Now, the Amore version that came within, I sold on eBay. To, I got about 20 quid for it, right? So basically, yeah, it sort of fed into me getting this, the 2 editions. And that's what I'd done with the first season as well. Exactly that. Sold it to make that money back. Now, I've got 2 releases here that are not actually out officially until tomorrow, as I'm airing this, and that's Monday. The first is the 3rd in the Creed franchise. Solid film. Although it does feel a bit of a departure from the other 2. Obviously Stallone isn't in this film, which is unfortunate, but in the context of the narrative of the movie, I don't feel that Stallone needed to be there. He's missed, but he didn't need to be there. It does feel like a bit of a departure from the others, but it's still a solid film. The Rocky franchise is a fantastic franchise that I love, and yeah, the Creed films are very good. The first 2 were fantastic. This one maybe a dip a bit, just because of the connectivity issue, or the lack thereof, and feeling like it is its own thing. But it's a well-made film directed by Michael B. Jordan, who obviously plays Creed. Yeah. And then the next one that I got, the latest disappointment within the MCU saga, AntMan and the Wasp: Quantumania. Yeah, not a fantastic film. Why'd you get it? Why'd you get it? Because I have all of the MCU movies on Steelbook. And I'm going to continue with that regardless of my thoughts, because if you know me, you know that I'm big into comics. I read comics. I've collected comics from when I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And I still have a wealth. I mean, I have more comics than some comic book stores do, holding stock, I'll be honest. Maybe not in the back where they are, but seriously, I could open a comic book store and I've got enough back issues to warrant selling. I should go through them. That's something you'd be interested in, if I'd done a box by box, just quick look through what comics I've got, because some of these boxes I've got haven't been opened for over a decade. They're sealed boxes from moves I've had, and some of them, a lot of them are out of order now and that sort of a thing. It was the collection got so big it got almost impossible. Well, it got impossible to manage. But if that's something you'd be interested in, then let me know in the comments down below. I know this is a film channel primarily, but I do delve into a little bit of the comic book, and comic book is big in film at the moment, so it may be of interest. Like I said, let me know in the comments down below. So yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, the weakest in the Ant-Man franchise, definitely. It ejected a lot of the charm and what made the first two Ant-Man films so good. The Ant-Man films were like palate cleansers. They came along, little stories that weren't big world-altering events or anything like that. Little personal stories within the MCU more than anything else. And it was nice to have between these massive, big, gargantuan events. But yeah, Ant-Man and Wasp wanted to give us this big, gargantuan event and ultimately failed at it. It really did. The charm, like I said, the charm of the original two Ant-Man films is nowhere to be seen within this movie. And it is such a shame. This is just visual noise more than anything else. And I'm going on about the disappointment that was this movie. And then I went and bought it on bloody Steelbook 4K. I like comic books. Okay. I'll take a breath after that. There we go. And the final item that came for me this week, and this was sent to me by Lee Ills, the one and only. Yes, thank you very much, Lee, for this. I really do appreciate it. And he sent me a steelbook of the movie The Green Knight. Now, it's got a fantastic embossed, fantastically embossed case. Take that off. I mean, you can see all the chain mail under that. That's fantastic looking. I don't know what the context of this Halo type thing is with regards to the film, because I haven't seen the film. On the back, okay, I think I don't know, I think on the back, I was looking at it like that, but I think it's actually that way up. It's more of a, I don't know, is that a face in there that I can see almost? I don't know. I've got no idea, right? This is a film that I have not seen. It's 4K version, obviously. I say I haven't seen it. I'm hoping that by the time this airs, I've watched it and managed to do a review to come out one day this week for it. I remember the trailer for this film, and I was intrigued by the film. However, I thought that looks okay. That looks all right. However, I never got round to seeing it. So this gives me my opportunity. Now, Lee has told me that this is a bit of a Marmite movie, so you're going to love it or hate it. And who stars in it? Dev Patel, is it? Yeah, I believe so. I think so, yeah. Anyway, yeah, Dev Patel, yeah. So, again, thank you very much, Lee. I'm hoping that as I'm screening this, I have watched it, that I have reviewed it, although the review won't be today, and that'll be in the week sometime, and give my thoughts on it. Hopefully it's one that I do enjoy. Regardless, it's just very generous, very, very generous, and didn't have to. Not only that, the amount of money spent on postage, crazy. But there we go. No, thank you again. Anyway, that's it. Those are the pickups for the week. So, two of these items would have been originally shown next week, because Creed and AntMan and the Wasp: Quantumania should really have not have come yet, but they did, which is always great. But you know, I mean, I haven't watched Creed 3 yet, so it didn't really matter if it came. You know, that came on Tuesday, I think it was. Great, fantastic. You got it early, brilliant. But at the end of the day, I haven't watched the film yet. I only watched the film a few weeks ago. Am I in that much of a rush to watch it again? No, I'm not. So does it matter that it came early? No. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, it came early. Fantastic. I got it yesterday, Saturday, in the post. Does it matter? No. It wouldn't have mattered to me if it came next Saturday. I won't have watched it by next Saturday. Unlikely to have done anyway. I'm giving it a rewatch. I think I did try giving it a rewatch, and I think I switched it off. Which is pretty poor, isn't it, for a Marvel film? For me, in a Marvel film. Same happened with Thor: Love and Thunder. I've struggled with Thor: Love and Thunder, watching that on a rewatch. I've switched it off. I said, I can't get into this film, and I will sit down and watch Ant-Man again. I certainly will. See if I get more out of it on a second viewing. But if it's one that makes me sort of say, oh, I might want to switch this off, I'm going to be pretty damn disappointed. But there we go. Anyway, it's AJ. Thank you for watching. I've gone on a bit, and I shall see you all on that next one. Take care and keep an eye out. Like I said, subscribe to the channel because then polls are coming up. Give you the opportunity to vote, and subscribe as well because I've got the reviews coming up. I'll have the Green Knight coming up. You'll see my thoughts on it. Did Lee send me a duffer? We'll find out, won't we? See you later.